Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video because I'm so excited that in 1 week from tomorrow I'm going to see Dr. Sebastian Manzano. I'm super excited. He's gonna fix my teeth. Yes, you may be looking saying, what's wrong with your teeth? They're straight and all of that, but I want to fix the discoloration. Like when I smile, you can see a lot of gum tissue. So I definitely cannot wait to get my porcelain veneers from Dr. Sebastian. Flying to Colombia 1 week from tomorrow. I can't wait to see you, Dr. Sebastian. And also, their customer service through WhatsApp has been amazing. He's called me, had the translator, all of that. Like, I feel so comfortable with him. He's got my transportation book, our hotel, everything. Definitely go with Dr. Sebastian. I cannot wait. I'll definitely come back and do a video once I get my new teeth. Okay guys, the time has come. I am getting ready to get my veneers from Dr. Sebastian. I have not been able to make a single video the whole time I've been here, which has been 5 days, because I've had laryngitis. Today is the first day you can like truly understand what I'm saying. So I'll just show you the location. Oh, I can't show you the location because I'm on the personal video, but we're at the mall, basically. Yeah, so we're at the mall. The offices are upstairs, so we're getting ready to go on the elevator. They have people that work in the office that have to come get you. This is like access control, but I'm gonna go into detail about all of the work that I've had up to this point later, after I already get my veneers, because we're running late. It's been a very busy 5 days, but I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous. I just want them to be everything I hoped and dreamed of, and hopefully no pain. So the last couple of visits have been a little painful. They had to cut my gums down. You see I have a tooth. Well, it's a tooth there, but you can't see it. But that's where I'm gonna get a crown replaced. This will be a crown replacement. I had the tooth implant right there. So a lot of work on my smile. So that's why I'm just like really hoping that it turns out the way I want it to. We're getting ready to get on the elevator. Wish me luck. I'll be back to show you the results. Hey guys, so as you can see, I have gotten my new porcelain veneers and I love them. It gives me like a new confidence, but the bite is off. So if you can hear me talking like a little weird, we're at a restaurant, so sorry if it's loud, but I have like a little lisp. I don't know, the teeth feel like a little big, honestly. So, and it's hitting like right there. So it needs to be shaved down. But yeah, they do feel a little bit big. And when I'm talking, it is weird, like saying certain things. So I'm hoping that can be addressed. Because I don't know if it's something I'll get used to. Having that little lisp, it's like a little crazy. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll go see the doctor in the morning before my flight, and I'll let you guys know the final verdict and the final outcome of my trip. I'll do a full in-depth video. So let me just tell you real quick, the restaurant that we're at is called Cantina La 15 Yarden. They have like 3 locations. I'll link it in the description below. But I saw another girl who went to a different doctor. She went to the one that's like the main one in Cali, I guess. But that one was like super, we started going there, but it was like super far, and this one's only like 15 minutes away. Don't make fun of me, y'all. This little list thing is getting on my nerves because my teeth don't fit right now. So, but yeah, This restaurant is absolutely beautiful. So I'll just show you quickly. They have a stage. It's Sunday night here, so I guess they don't have the live music on Sunday night, but it's really big and beautiful. So I'll be back once I get an adjustment tomorrow and let you guys know the final verdict. All right, bye. Hey guys, it's your girl Jessica, and I am finally getting a chance to make my follow-up after video from seeing Dr. Sebastian Manzano in Cali, Colombia. So it's been about 3 to 4 weeks. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but part of the reason why it took so long was because I couldn't really talk real good. Like, I still feel like I have a little bit of a lisp, which I'll get to that in a little bit. But basically, just wanted to follow up and give you guys, give you my last final thoughts about the entire process. How do I feel about my smile? Would I recommend it? Would I recommend Dr. Sebastian? All of that good stuff. So I'll just start from the beginning. First of all, I'll say I traveled with my husband and my son, who's 4. We got to the airport. It was kind of crazy. So Sunday, we got to the airport at like 6 something in the morning because our flight left at like 8. Was a whole big deal with my husband. He didn't have a physical copy of his vaccination record, but he had like a copy, but he didn't have the actual real one, if that makes sense. So we literally had to miss our flight because we were flying out of Orlando, but we live in Tampa. So had to drive all the way back to Tampa and catch the later flight that got us in at like 8 p.m. into Cali, Colombia. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I was texting with who I later found out is one of Sebastian's assistants pretty much the whole time. Like, so it's Lewis, who is the translator, who I met when I got there. He was the one who picked us up from the airport. And then there's his brother, and he's the main one who manages Sebastian's like Instagram and all of that. So like, I don't know if they tell you this, but they didn't tell me. Like, they were brothers, and like it's a business, and they like work on his behalf, which is fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, Lewis, I hadn't really had conversation with until we got to Cali, Colombia. So like I said, we got there at like 8 o'clock at night, and it was raining, unfortunately. But another thing is the airport is really far away. It was like 45-50 minutes from the airport for him to get us to our hotel. My appointment wasn't until Monday with Dr. Sebastian, so I had to, we went to the hotel basically that night. Sorry, my 4-year-old started screaming in the background, but where was I? Oh yeah. So the hotel that we went to was called Casa Esmeralda Boutique Hotel. So that hotel I found myself because the hotel that Dr. Sebastian or the assistant was trying to put me at was like a Hilton, so it wasn't bad, but the reviews, I think it was like a 4.1 out of 5 on Google, and I'm a little bougie, so I try to do at least a 4.3 or 4.4 out of 5. So Casa Esmeralda had amazing reviews. I want to say it was like 4.9 out of 5. So when we got there, it's really small, hence why they call it a boutique hotel. It's managed by a mother and a son, and it was, I think, 10 to 12 rooms total over 3 floors. There's no elevator, but they were so nice. I can't give them enough credit. I really, really enjoyed it. The only thing I will say is if you travel with your child, which I had to, I did what I had to do. My husband was there to help watch him, but I would not recommend traveling or staying at Casa Esmeralda with a small child, because it's so small that literally you can hear, like I'm sure everybody heard our kid like being loud, even though we try to keep him quiet. So just keep that in mind, guys, that it is really small if you do try to get them to switch you to that hotel. But I think the hotel that he was going to put me at would have been fine, maybe better. Another thing about the hotel, they cook you breakfast every morning, but it is the same exact thing every morning. So just be prepared. If you like eggs and hot dogs, which they call sausage, no cheese or anything like that. I think you have the option to get like onions and tomato, if I'm not mistaken. But and then I think they had like arepas or something. I can't remember the exact menu, but yeah, so it's pretty basic. Oh, they did have really good fruit, pineapples, bananas, things of that sort. So let's get more into the actual process. So fast forward to Monday. I found out from Lewis that, his brother's name is Caesar, by the way. I couldn't think of his name, but yeah, his brother's name is Caesar. That's most likely who you're talking to if you're on WhatsApp. So Lewis came to pick me up. He texted me and told me the appointment would be at like, I think it was like 10 or 11 in the morning on Monday. And so went and met the doctor. I will say that, I don't know, I didn't feel like it was like personal, like how do you say, like I didn't feel like I don't know, I just kind of felt like it was a little bit like an assembly line, if that makes sense. Like yeah, so I'll get more into that. But so I met the doctor. They took impressions and stuff of my teeth and cleaned my teeth, and I talked to him about exactly what I wanted, which I had already discussed multiple times in text messages. So I will say their customer service, Caesar's customer service through the messages, top notch, because I contacted probably between 6 to 8 different dentists, and their responses, and like I had to cancel a few times, reschedule, like a lot of stuff happened for me to be able to get there. Very accommodating. So I did really, really appreciate that. So yeah, back to the appointment. So I was again telling him what I wanted, and I mentioned to him, like, on the side, this was a bridge, and I told him I hated the bridge. So like we had discussed, that I wanted to get an implant. He seemed the doctor, that is, seemed a little maybe impatient or something, or kind of like, I don't know, like I had to kind of push for it a little bit. But then he was just like, okay, fine, that's what you want. Okay, fine. So, and I said, I had to do translation through Lewis, because none of them speak English besides Lewis. Like Caesar and the Sebastian, they understand a little tiny bit, but not really. So you really have to be your own advocate. And I downloaded a translation app, a currency converter app. Make sure you guys do that as well. It will definitely save you, because it's hard unless you know Spanish. So anyway, after I really advocated, like, this is what I want. I want the implant, the bridge taken off. I, want these teeth, so just like really telling him what I want. And I also told him about my gums. So my gums, they came in the back. They came down really far. So my teeth in the back looked smaller. So this is, again, stuff that I talked with Caesar, who relayed with the doctor over WhatsApp. Told him, hey, this is almost primary reason I want to get this done, because I don't like my smile in the back. My teeth are naturally super straight like this, so they didn't do anything as far as straightening. It was just, I wanted the whitening, and I wanted them bigger and the gums reduced. So Monday, after we finished the impressions, and then I told him, like, I want my gums cut. So he cut my gums, and I'm not gonna lie, it was painful, like the shots and stuff. It's very different how they do things. Like, they don't numb you. Like, I don't know if that's something everybody does, but the dentists I've seen here in the US, they've always numbed me with at least a local, like a Oragel or something like that. I legit, over the course of the 4 or 5 appointments I had no less than 40 shots. I kid you not. Another thing, um, the little sucky thing that's supposed to suck like your spit and stuff, it was just kind of hanging there. Like spit and water and everything was just flying and dripping all down my neck and body. And they seen it, and they have like a little washcloth or something sitting there, but like nobody's like, oh, let me make sure I'm getting the extra spit and water. And you're like, try not to choke on it. So that part, I didn't really like that. Cause I'm like, I'm still your patient, even though I know I'm in a different country and, I'm paying less, and I appreciate that, but that's just what it is. Like, that's just your business. So I shouldn't have to suffer, I guess, more quality because of that. So those things, I didn't say anything about it. I just kind of kept cleaning it up as best as I could, just kind of hoping they would recognize. So anyway, just things to, be aware of, small things, because I'm very much into the small details. So, like I said, got my gums and stuff cut. The process, it was pretty uncomfortable, not gonna lie, even with the numbing, not just the cutting the gums, even taking off the crowns. It was like yanking on my teeth and just like, I don't know, it just wasn't as gentle or pleasant as I'm used to. So if you have to have extra stuff done, just, I guess, take it with a grain of salt. I can only speak about my personal experience. So anyway, the next day I came back because we were going to Cartagena on Wednesday to basically just like visit. I really wanted to see Cartagena. I heard it was really beautiful. So we were going to go Wednesday, and I discussed all of this ahead of time. So I was like, okay, Wednesday, we're going to see you Wednesday morning, and then be back by Friday morning. Because we're going to try to get the teeth on by Friday. So Tuesday, they were prepping my teeth some more, and like where they were prepping for, Tuesday is when I got the implant. So I got it was a different doctor that came. I really liked him, even though he wasn't really personable. I guess that's just them. I don't know. But he did an excellent job, even though, again, the needles and stuff, very painful. The actual drilling was so fast. Literally, he was done in like 5, maybe 10 minutes. He was done. And it was uncomfortable feeling the blood and the actual drilling, but I would have rather that over the other process, which is really strange. I thought that was going to be the most painful or uncomfortable, but everything else was compared to that. That was like no problem. And I didn't have like hardly any pain. Another thing, the medicine they gave me afterwards, one of the prescriptions, like, okay, so let me back up. I'm sorry. After I got the implant, it was really late at night too. It was like, and their office is in a mall. Sorry, I'm remembering all these details. The office is in a mall. So, the mall is really nice. We went and just hung out there almost the entire time that we weren't in Cartagena. So anyway, it was like 8 something by the time they finished, because actually my appointment was late Tuesday. It was like 5 something or 6 something, and it went for hours. It was very late. And the mall closed at 9. So literally we were like scrambling, trying to find food and stuff like that before it closed. So they had this new guy that I don't know who he is to them, but I don't think he works for them. I think he's just a driver, like maybe they hired, or I'm not sure, but he definitely wasn't introduced to me as, oh, this is so-and-so. It was just like, oh, this is your driver. Like, so, and that was the only time I saw him, when he picked me up for the appointment, and he stayed while I got all that work done, poor guy, it was like 3 hours. And yeah, and then he was going to take me home. So my husband and my kid ended up meeting me at the mall because they were getting hungry at the hotel. And so, oh yeah, the hotel was like maybe 2 miles from the mall. So it's super close, and it's really cheap, like maybe $2 to get there. So that's one good thing. It's really cheap. So anyway, the driver, they gave him my prescription. but I didn't even know I had a prescription. I guess I should have thought about that, but I would think that the dentist or somebody or Lewis or Lewis wasn't there. Sorry, Tuesday Lewis was not there. Somebody should have said like, hey Jess, you just had this procedure, you're gonna need antibiotics and painkiller, whatever. Nobody said anything to me. The driver, like, while we're trying to find food, he's like, oh, well, we gotta hurry because they're about to close and you don't want that pain to come because you're numbed up now, but you gotta hurry up and get your medicine. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So the guy, he barely spoke any English. So he has this prescription and he's talking to the lady at they have like a little pharmacy thing in the mall. And he's talking to the lady, go back and forth. And what I made from it, the lady's like, oh no, we don't have this particular medicine, blah, blah, blah. I never got to see what the prescription was before the guy got the medicine. So again, please be your own advocate. If something seemed off, speak up. I wish I would have spoke up at that time. So anyway, the guy, he gets the medicine and he's like, the lady, I have my app to translate back and forth because they're trying to speak to me in Spanish about how to take this medicine, which is all in Spanish. So I'm like, no, I need to understand what you're saying. So we're going back and forth on the app, speaking. And basically they tell me, take 2 pills and then later take 1 pill every 8 hours. But it was weird because I was already taking another pain pill. So I'm just like, okay. So I started researching, like I couldn't sleep that night because it was like throbbing, but I think it was more so from my gums getting cut, over the actual implant. The implant was more annoying than painful, if that makes sense. So I was reading up on one of the medicines because I'm like, wait a minute, I asked Lewis to text me or somebody to text me the prescription. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, this is not right. Like, this medicine is not what this says. Like, the pain medicine was right, but the antibiotic was right, but the pain medicine was not. And so I looked up the pain medicine on Google and it says like banned in the US. Like, they don't use that medicine. They don't consider it like really, like, they didn't say, well, they kind of said like not safe. If I find the medicine, I'll link it, like I'll put more details and stuff in the bottom of the description, but I'm just trying to go off of memory because it's been a few weeks. So anyway, I'm thinking like, man, I really don't want to continue to take this, especially they're saying it's not safe. So the next morning, Wednesday morning, was our flight to Cartagena. So that went well. Enjoyed Cartagena for 2 days. So find out that my appointment, instead of being Friday morning, the follow-up was going to be Friday. No, it was going to be Saturday, actually. So I'm like, seriously? So we changed our flight because we were supposed to come back Friday morning. We changed our flight last minute and came back Friday night. We got back at like midnight. So we just ordered like Uber from the airport. It was really cheap. I think it was like maybe $16 to go 45 minutes. That's pretty good. So anyway, when we got back, like Saturday morning before the appointment, I ended up getting some different medication because I was like, I just don't feel comfortable with this. Or was it in Cartagena that I did that? I don't remember. I think it was in Cartagena actually that I went to. Yeah, it was in Cartagena. Because they have a similar mall. We went there. And the pharmacies, it's kind of like Walgreens, CVS here in US. It's kind of I don't remember what the name was there. But it was a different pharmacy, but it was kind of in that same family and it was in the mall. So I was, showing the pharmacist, my prescription and I'm like, yeah, I need this medicine. What they gave me, like, no, it's not. And she's like, no. And I was telling them like, I text Sebastian or Caesar on behalf of Sebastian to tell him like, this is what this driver and the lady gave me. And I was like, they told me to take it every 8 hours, even though the thing said every 12 hours. So yeah, they were having me overdose and stuff, y'all. So anyway, yeah. So the pharmacist, she's like, no, like, don't take that anymore. And she gave me the actual prescription that the implant guy gave me. So finally, I want to say that had to be like Thursday morning because we got to Cartagena like Wednesday evening. So it was Thursday morning in Cartagena that I got the medicine. Apologies. So anyway, like I said, had a good time in Cartagena. So then Saturday morning after we got back, it was the final time I was supposed to see them for to get the actual veneers on. I got porcelain veneers. So I asked Lewis, I think, because he's the one that speaks English with me. Lewis, amazing. I don't know if I said that. He's amazing. Please, like, tip him, all that good stuff. He's amazing. So I'm telling Lewis, like, hey, we're tired, like we want to go home. So Saturday after I get the veneers, can we try to see if we can find an early flight to get out of there Sunday? Because we weren't supposed to leave until Monday night. And it was like literally 12 hours of travel. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that. But he's like, no, Dr. Sebastian and them really want you to stay to make sure you're happy, make sure everything is perfect. So we're going to see you like before your flight on Monday after you get them on today. So anyway, Saturday was like, oh, the process, it shouldn't be painful at all, blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know, I still having like some like kind of just naggy pain. And I'm just like, okay, it's just from them cutting my gums and just, they took off crowns and all kind of stuff. So they did a lot. So anyway, when she started working on the crowns and stuff, it was painful. And I'm like, like, no, like you can't. Oh no, it was Dr. Sebastian who was working on the crowns and stuff. And then it's another dentist that he works with. And I guess she actually handles the crowns and stuff. But he was like doing some cleanings and, just like prepping the teeth to put the veneers on and stuff. So yeah, I was like, no, I need some pain medicine. Like this is not comfortable. Again, be your own advocate. So I get the pain medicine. It helped, but I still was feeling like a little discomfort. But I was like, you know what? I'm almost at the finish line. Just deal with it. So the doctor that did the implant, he comes after Dr. Sebastian put on most of the teeth. And he's like, oh, you shouldn't feel anything with this. It should be fine. And he starts pulling like it's literally a screw when you get an implant. He starts pulling, but they had put like a fake tooth on there so I could go to Cartagena and not be snaggletooth. He's pulling on the the dang on nail and the screw in my mouth. And I'm just like, And I really thought like my bone or jaw was going to come out or something. He was yanking so hard. But yeah, and he started drilling on it and stuff. I'm like, no, like that is painful. So he literally had to stick the needle like right up it and no numbing, nothing. Painful. So anyway, long story short, y'all. After the numbing and stuff, it was fine. He finished up. I say the whole appointment probably took 2 hours, I want to say. And these are the results. These are the results. So I have a total of 10 veneers. I want to say 3 crowns and the implant. So that's why I said a lot went into this because I didn't want to leave any stone unturned. The last 2 teeth, so 1 tooth up here, you can't see it, is not done, and 2 teeth down here are not done. But my dentist she actually has to put a new crown on, one down here, so it'll match the rest of these. But yeah, then it's only 1 up here and 1 down here because I have the bridge to fill it in. Normally it would be 2 teeth up here. So yeah, I really love the results, but I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to get used to it. Cause I was like, wait a minute. Like, you know how, I don't know, it's like having a new haircut or something where I was like, you notice every little thing, or you kind of like, oh, it don't look right. Like, I don't know. And I could, like I said, I had a lisp. Like, I don't know if you can still hear it a little bit when I say certain words like the S and 6 and, like, but it was bad, like at first. And one of the tooth that had the implant, I couldn't chew right on Saturday, and I was telling them, and he's like, oh yeah, Monday, Dr. Sebastian will fix it. That's why we wanted you to stay. So I'm glad that we did end up staying until Monday. He shaved it down and everything. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't, again, like the relationship part of it, it didn't feel personal. And I don't know if it was because it was a language barrier, but like the pictures and videos I feel like you see on the page, of course, it's just gonna put them in the best light, which is great. I understand. I have a business too. But just like a little advice, just try to be like more personal with your customers, have a conversation. Um, I don't know if, but yeah, I would have felt a little better. Because I felt like one day he left early. He didn't even say anything. He just left. I think that was the day I got the implant, and that's why I didn't know about the prescription or anything. So yeah, just like little things that I'm not used to with my dentist here. But overall, I would still recommend them. I talked to a couple other dentists, like I said. They were the most responsive, very understanding to my circumstances with getting there, having to cancel and reschedule and all of this. So I really, really did appreciate the communication was really good through WhatsApp. So let's talk about when I got home. So I realized, no, so I made a list for Monday because I was like the last day I was going to be there. And I'm like, I told my husband, like, don't let me forget anything. Like, I want you to come so you can be my advocate, blah, blah, blah. So I had my list. Of course, I forgot to look at the list, but I remembered what my questions were off the bat. Like, one of the questions was, how do I, like, is there care instructions or something? And he's like, yeah, I'll get that for you. This is what Lewis or Caesar was saying. So again, a little surprised that I didn't leave with a paper or something like, this is what you should do. That's what I'm used to in the US. The other thing was just, again, with the tooth, making sure that was straight. Then I saw like some little indentations in the teeth, but I found out that's actually really normal because your real teeth have the indentations, and the porcelain is so thin that it literally takes on the form of like those little indentations. So don't be surprised by that, because I saw that on like quite a few dentist pages actually, but I didn't notice it until it was on my teeth. I don't remember what the other questions were, but I think it was just like minor stuff about just the shape and just different stuff like that. But again, happy with the results. I think they look great. Definitely give me a lot more confidence. Would I do the process again? At the time, I was thinking, oh, was it worth it? But now, looking back, absolutely was worth it. Absolutely was worth it. Be your own advocate. Ask questions. Be prepared to speak up if it's something you don't like or something you have questions on. Again, they probably not gonna think to tell you, because I think that's just how it is there. Like, things are different there. So I don't really hold it against them, but I'm just letting you guys know. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this long video. I hope I answered most, if not all, of your questions, but if not, please feel free to comment, ask any questions. Again, this is my point of view. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that, because I'm definitely going to be coming back with a part 2, like as time goes on. Does that little list thing, does that get better? Do I have any more discomfort? Things of that nature. I'm definitely going to come back with more. So stay tuned, subscribe, and leave your comments below. Thank you guys.